This food plot cost me $25. I'm being dead serious. This cost me only $25 to plant. We got nice clover that I'm very surprised actually germinated. And there was even some brassicas in here that has since been nipped off by the deer, but it did grow. And look at this deer trail that's in here. Can you see that on camera? So this was a fall planted food plot that was kind of a spur of the moment idea. We've planted food plots back here before, but I hadn't had one in here in 2 years. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something really cheap and really quick. Here's exactly what I did. At the end of August, I came down here with my lawnmower, mowed it as short as I possibly could. That way I could expose some dirt. Then I took a plot spike clover mix, broadcasted it on here, and added some Biologic turnips. My last and final step was to take a drag harrow over it with a four-wheeler. Honestly, you could probably skip that step, but I happen to have a drag harrow and I just tried to get a little bit of seed to soil contact. Took that over, took me 5 minutes. In total, it probably took me less than an hour to do all of this stuff. I spread it over 2 days. It was the easiest and most simple plot I have ever planted in my life. I used 0 chemicals on this plot and did 0 tillage. And to my surprise, we had tons of clover come in. So to break it down, the 2 bags of seed that I used, plot spike clover and Biologic turnips, came to about $20 for the seed, and then a gallon of gas burned between the mower and the four-wheeler. There you go, $25. Now it will vary depending on how much your gas costs, and maybe the seed might be a little bit more, but it cost me $25 to plant this plot. I didn't do any spraying, didn't do any tillage, and didn't do any mowing after the clover came up. This was simply mow, plant, drag, and I'm out of here. This is down in an area that we call the sanctuary, so I wasn't even gonna hunt this plot, and I didn't all fall. I didn't think it was gonna do anything, but I took that seed because it was extra seed that I had, planted it, and it actually turned out to be a decent plot. The crazy thing is this clover plot did better than the clover plot I planted in the spring that I actually spent time on. Tell me how that makes any sense. Now, a couple key things to remember. This plot, it used to be a food plot, so we had turned the soil in years past. So the soil wasn't super hard, and when I mowed it down as low as it would go, there was enough bare dirt showing that I could come down and just broadcast seed. Number 2, I planted this in the fall, so late August, early September. There's very little weed pressure in the fall around here compared to the spring, so I was able to do away with spraying. I didn't do any tillage, so I wasn't incorporating any new weed seeds. The only weeds and grass that came up here was the stuff that, well, I mowed. Like I said, some of the spots, like back here, as you can see, had a lot more bare soil showing. We got good clover here, but we also got some grass. Over here, all this kind of tall grass. This is just this kind of tall swampy grass that happens to grow here all the time. And the only way to get rid of it is if I was to spray it off. If we walk in the middle of the plot, you still see we got clover. There's enough clover in here to feed the deer. So if you're on a super tight budget, you could do a plot in $25. This plot is maybe 1/8 of an acre. I would call this more of a kill plot, but it's in a super sweet area. I got a south facing hill behind me. I got a rye field out here, or corn depending on the time of year, and a lot of thick hedgerows and creek bottoms and bedding areas. It's a really good spot to hunt, but we've made it our sanctuary just because deer need a sanctuary. I planted food here. It turned out really good. For $25, I'm happy. If you want to plant the exact same plot that I did, check out the links in the description. You can pick up the clover seed and the turnips and even the hand spinner that I use, and you can go out into the woods or wherever you have to plant a food plot and plant that food plot. It's cheap, it's easy, and stuff grows.